Hello teacher, welcome to my PPP presentation. So right now I'm going to present to you my PPP lesson plan. First, I have the generalities, which are the following. And the generalities are the class and section, which are intermediate 2, and the section is 8. The teacher is Joanna Ivet Delgado. The book is global. The unit is number 3. The lesson will and be going to. The date July 18, 2020. And the practitioner Jancy Yesenia Maya Constanza. And the objective is the following. By the end of this class, students will be able to introduce their future plans at the moment of being in a conversation with friends by using will and be going to with 85% of the correct use of grammar. As we know, we have the presentation. The presentation has 4 activities. The first one is the schema activation. The purpose for this activity is to introduce a new topic, and I have an activity which is the following. Students will be asked to answer the following question in their notebook. How do you see yourself in 2 hours, one day, next week, next year, and in 5 years? Students can answer, I'm going to take the bus, and so on. Then they will ask the same question to the classmate next to them. Finally, 2 students will be selected by the teacher to share what they have written in their notebook. For this activity, the time and materials. The time is 3 minutes and the materials are board, notebook, and pencils. The second activity is the vocabulary presentation. The purpose is to introduce new grammar. The activity is students will watch a video in which the grammatical structure about will and be going to is explained. Then, students will be asked to write at least 2 rules from the grammar explanation. After that, they will share the rules that they have written in their notebook with the partner next to them. Finally, 3 students will be selected by the attendants to share the rules that they wrote. The time for this activity are 5 minutes and the materials are TV, video, notebook, and pencils. The third activity is the model real-life example. The purpose is to show a real example of the language. Students will work in the English book on page 31. Students will be asked to work in pairs and read the article live in the future. This text will have several grammatical mistakes, and the students will try to fix them. Finally, some peers will be chosen to read one paragraph of the article with the mistake. Fix it. If the paragraph is not correct, the teacher will give the correct answers until finished to fix the article. For this activity, the time is 6 minutes and the materials are book and pencils. And the last one activity for the presentation is explanation and CCQ. And the purpose is to explain the grammar structure. So the activity is students will be asked to stand up and make 2 lines with the same number of students in front of the board. In each line will be a table with pieces of paper which contains verbs. When the teacher plays a song, the first students in each line will take a piece of paper and a marker. Then they have to run and write a sentence on the board with the verb. After that, the student has to go at the end of the line and the next students will be the same process. When the song ends, everyone will stop writing. The teacher will read each sentence at the same time. Teacher will fix the incorrect sentence with the help of her students. Finally, the line that has more correct sentences will be the winner. So for this activity, the time is 4 minutes and the materials are tables, pieces of papers, markers, and a speaker. Okay, let's go to the practice. As you know, in the practice, we have 3 activities. three activities. The first activity, the purpose is to control what the students understand about the topic. So the activity is the following. Students will be asked to work in pairs. One worksheet will be given to them which contains some exercise of multiple choice about will and be going to. They have to choose the correct option to each exercise in order to answer all the worksheet. Finally, some pairs will be selected randomly to share the answer with the whole class and fix them if it is necessary. And the time for this activity is 4 minutes and the materials are worksheets and pencils. The second activity, the purpose is what the students understand about the topic. The second activity is semi-control. So the activity is students will be asked to work in the same pairs. Another worksheet will be given to them which contains some verbs. Students have to write one sentence per each verb using will and be going to. Finally, the teacher will choose some pairs to share the sentences that they have written. For this activity, the time are 4 minutes and the materials are worksheets and pencils. The last activity for this practice is the purpose is to see what the students know about the topic, and this is free activity. And this following activity says students will be given a piece of paper of different colors to each one. Then students have to look for the partner that has the same color and make pairs. After that, each pair will play rock, paper, or scissors, and the student who loses has to say a sentence to the partner using be, will, and be going to. The production. In the production, is practically is our objective. And the purpose is to see how students practice the lesson in the original context. So, the activity is the following. Students will be asked to make groups of 4 members in order to create a conversation telling to their friends what are their future plans. Then the teacher will give them a piece of paper to each group that contains a number to pass in front of the class and perform the conversation. Finally, the teacher will give them some minutes to prepare it, and when the time passes, the group number 1 will pass to develop the conversation. For this activity, the time is 15 minutes and the materials is pieces of paper. And this is my lesson plan, and thank you for listening me.